What is going on, guys? Money Webby here, back again. Monday's DraftKings slate playoffs. We got only 2 games here on the slate, but we got some great games to target. Houston, Minnesota, that should be another high-scoring game. And also OKC, Utah should be a nice chippy, high-scoring game. Westbrook might come out with a chip on his shoulder there after kind of getting dominated against Rubio in the last game, but some good targets across the board. I got it broken down. 6 of my favorite players, the money 6. Great value across the board with these plays. So go ahead and slap a like in the video before we get going to show some support to the channel. I greatly appreciate that. Let's try to see if we can get over 100 likes again here. Thank you so much for all the support. Let's just hop into it though. I'm going to go with the beard. James Harden here first up at 10,600. I mean, you can go either way here with Westbrook or Harden, but I just feel like Harden just has more upside here tonight in this matchup against Minnesota. Utah has really locked down Westbrook. That kind of rim protection with Derrick Favors and also Rudy Gobert. It seems like it's really struggling with Westbrook. It's kind of getting in his head, so he's really been struggling in that series, but Harden has shown flashes in this series and against Minnesota in general. He has some scoring spurts against Minnesota. Kind of struggled from the field last game, but still able to put up 29 points in that one. Good for 49 DraftKings points. Just wasn't able to fill it up in enough other categories to get those more DraftKings points, but he was definitely on the cusp there of getting over 50 DraftKings points. They got a little bit of less minutes as well. I'm not sure why he only got 36 minutes. Well, I think they pulled him with like 2 minutes to go, but still, I feel like he should be getting over 40 minutes in these must-win games for the Rockets. So against Minnesota here, maybe he gets some more run, gets it going here a bit more. Like in Game 1, the guy was on fire. Good for 67 DraftKings points. So he's going to try to get back to those ways. Pretty much the same reason why I mentioned him last game against Minnesota, but wasn't able to get it going. His assist totals have been kind of down here in the playoffs, so I think he always has that upside of getting a double-double with the points and the assists. That kind of would raise up his point total if he can go back to those ways here for against Minnesota. And the other shooters on Houston have been kind of struggling, so maybe that's kind of taking or putting some more pressure on Harden here for a couple other guys can get it going. Harden could just go off here with the assists and the points. So a must-win game for Minnesota for the most part to not go down 3-1 in the series. So they're definitely going to be going hard. I think Harden, though, is going to be trying to just go like 100%, 110% here in this matchup just to make sure they don't get too much momentum. They make it 2-2. That'll be kind of making Houston kind of a little bit nervous about all their playoff chokes over the last 2 years. So James Harden, a big game for him in Houston. You don't want to get those things swirling again here. So Harden, he's going to have a big game. Lock him in there. For my second guy, we're going to go with the rookie, Donovan Mitchell here at 7,800. Going against OKC, a great matchup. One of the better spots to attack OKC defensively. Paul George, very good. He should be defending English for the most part in that small forward role, and Corey Brewer should be on Donovan Mitchell. Haven't been really watching enough of this series to see what they've been doing, but I think that Donovan Mitchell has just been performing very well, and his volume has been very good, like over 20 shots in each of the 3 games, which you love to see. That volume just makes him very safe and has that great upside too if he catches fire. He honestly hasn't even caught fire in any of these games. He has been shooting very well from 3 besides that second game against OKC, but he's still racked up 38 DraftKings points, so he has a nice little floor there. I think he should go over 40 DraftKings points again here, and he's been filling it up with the rebounds too in this series, probably because OKC has been missing a lot of shots, but it has been a pretty fast-paced tempo on the series, so Mitchell can rack up those other stats. 7,800. Westbrook came on, so he's going to lock down Rubio in this game. So if he does that, then you think that Mitchell's going to have a great game here at 7,800, so lock him in there. For my third guy, we're going to go with Jimmy Buckets here at 8,000. Finally had that breakout game in the playoffs, so we know that he always performs well in these big moments, it seems like. But in the first 2 games, I guess he was a little bit banged up. He had like a wrap around his arm, and he just didn't look 100% in those first 2 games. But it seems like he's finally getting back to that. Against Houston last game, he got 41 minutes and performed very well. Shot 52% from the field. Good for 47 DraftKings points. So in this game, back in Minnesota, the thing I noticed is actually been shooting a lot better at home from the three-point line, 41% from home compared to 31% on the road on the season. That's a pretty drastic change, and the drafting points have followed with their averaging 42 drafting points. And I think this game will be the higher scoring game of the two. So I think Jimmy Butler, one of those main focal points for Minnesota in their offensive end, he's going to have another great game here and get over 40 drafting points. So a nice little cash game play, I think, here. This game should stay close again here. It'd be like 110, like 115 point game I can see for here. So Jimmy Butler, that lead dog offensively again here, he's going to get it done. Lock him in there. And for my fourth guy, a guy that's been struggling so far in the series, but always has the potential just because he's on the court so much, Steven Adams here. At 5,200, his price has declined a lot because he's been getting in that foul trouble and just hasn't been playing the minutes enough to return those drafting points. He got 26 minutes last game. The thing is that the rebounds dropped down pretty drastically there, only 2, but he's always normally pretty consistent for the rebounds, like around 7 up to like 10 at points. So I think he can bounce back here. It just seemed like a very random, this kind of like not his typical self game, maybe because he was worrying about that foul trouble, didn't want to go for the rebounds as much, but these last 2 games has been able to play his normal physical type of basketball because of those foul troubles. So I think in this game, he's definitely not going to, like the odds of him getting in foul trouble 3 straight games probably are pretty slim here. So I think he'll get over 30 minutes, get back to his old ways, be that double-double threat that he is night in, night out. I mean, it's not a great matchup against Utah, but you're already getting the discount. Like, he was priced at 5,700, 5,800 these first 2 games. So, like, against Utah, I think at 5,200, he can easily just back himself into 30 drafting points just because of the opportunity with the minutes. The matchup doesn't matter as long as he's getting the rebounds defensively and just puts up a few baskets. I mean, Westbrook can find him for those easy looks because he draws so much attention. So Steven Adams can back himself into a double-double, over 30 drafting points. Lock him in there. Great discount. And for my 5th guy, Ryan Anderson, another guy that shoots drastically better on the situation that they're going to in Minnesota here on the road. Looking at the splits, the guy just can't hit a shot at home for whatever reason this year. 39% and 34% from 3 at home. So he's going back to Minnesota here. Should feel comfortable here. 42% from 3. And he shot nicely. 4 from 6 from 3 in only 18 minutes. So 22 drafting points there. And only 18 minutes. Honestly, I think he can get a few more minutes in this game. PJ Tucker has really been kind of shit in the bed for them, not been able to produce anything offensively. So I think Ryan Anderson can see a few more minutes here. And like I said, he's very good on the road. He honestly kind of carries the load a little bit offensively as one of those role players. Some of these other guys kind of struggle, like Gerald Green on the road. So Ryan Anderson, like him a lot here at 3,700. Should be able to hit some big shots. And just to return enough value here at 3,700, I see over 20 drafting points again here. I mean, it is playoff basketball. You never know with some of these coaches. The minutes are kind of up and down sometimes, but I think Ryan Anderson can do enough here, so lock him in there at 3,700. And that gets you up to 4,900 remaining per player. And we're going to go with another cheap guy in that game, Derrick Rose, just putting on a nice little performance here in the playoffs quietly. 17 points last game. Was able to put up 16 in the first game. So 2 out of the 3 games, he's putting over 15 points just on the field. Very good in those 2 games. Shooting very well from the court in all these games. So maybe he's going to get maybe a little bit more run in this game, honestly. You never know. But he is a little bit injury prone, as we've seen. So you never know with the minutes. But I think he's just been such a nice spark plug for them off the bench that he can do enough here and return value. As long as this game stays close, think he should be able to do enough. Like this other game against Houston in the second game, they got blown out there. So he only got 17 minutes and wasn't able to get it going as much. And also, like I don't think he even played that much in the first half because he was kind of going through his injury in the first half. So I'm not sure what happened there. But I know Derrick Rose finally looks like he's 100%. Hit some big shots at the end of the game there against Houston. So he's just done enough to garner some more minutes from the coach here. So Derrick Rose can kind of go with that more small ball lineup against Houston there if they opt to go with that. And Derrick Rose would get some more minutes in that facet as well. So lock him in there. And that gets you up to 54. $50 remaining per player with those nice value guys at the bottom. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Got anything on a value on it, be sure to leave a like if you did. I greatly appreciate that. 100 plus likes, and also subscribe if you haven't already. You can hit that bell icon and get notified every time I upload my videos. We're going to be doing these videos for the rest of the NBA playoffs. So keep it tuned here, and I'll be uploading my MLB DraftKings picks for the day in the morning coming out here. So stay tuned for that. I give out 2 pitchers, 3 hitters, a nice value bet if you're interested in the MLB and play that. So good luck tonight, guys. Let's make some money on this 2-game slate. It should be a good one. A nice little core here with some guys that have crazy upside. Harden, Mitchell, Butler. All those guys have 50-plus upside. So good luck, and we'll see you back here again tomorrow.